they're taking long starting this media call. You know, so it's coming. It's going to be live. We're waiting for them to get on the phone. So shut the fuck up and get out. We're waiting for the media call to start.
Participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question and answer session. During the question and answer session, if you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I will now turn the call over to Oscar De La Hoya. You may begin.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and thank you to the media for joining us today in this international media conference call for Saunders versus Lemieux. We are kicking off fight week with this call and have a week of events leading up to Saturday's event, which will surely be a showdown between two heavy hitters. This Saturday, December 16th, at the brand new place spelled in Laval, Quebec, Canada. WBO Middleweight World Champion Billy Joe Saunders will battle the heavy-handed David Lemieux in a 12-round fight for Saunders' title, which is the WBO title. And this event is presented by Golden Boy Promotions and Eye of the Tiger Management in association with my partner Frank Warren. Additionally, we have a spectacular co-main event as part of the HBO telecast. Antoine Action Douglas versus Gary Spike O'Sullivan will be a 10-round fight for the WBO International Middleweight title, represented by Golden Boy Promotions, Eye of the Tiger Management, and in association with GH3 Promotions and Murphy's Boxing. And opening up the HBO telecast, we will have Credit Hebrew Hammer Selden returning to the ring just more than a month after dominating knockout victory. He's taking on highly regarded Yves Ulises Jr. for it, and that's the a 10-round super lightweight event, and that'll be opening up the telecast on HBO, which begins at 9:40 Eastern Pacific time. Tickets for the Saunders Lemieux are priced beginning at $45 to all the way up to $500. They're still for sale. Tickets are going fast. We're going to have a full house at the brand new arena. So at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the president of Eye of the Tiger Management, my good friend and partner at Golden Boy Promotions, Camille Estefan.
Hello, everyone. 10th week, fight week. We're here, we're ready. This fight is going to be a war. We expect a show that will be talked about for the next decade. HBO undercard as well. Release from Montreal against Curtis Feldman. Two styles that I think will marry very well. Great fight. And Action Douglas against O'Sullivan. I can't wait to watch the fight myself as a fan. And we thank you for the support. HBO, Golden Boy, Frank Warren, everybody's involved. So many promoters, so many people came together to put this great event together. Oscar, Eric, thank you very much, and we're ready here. We're ready. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Camille. So let me introduce now the trainer. The trainer for David Lemieux. Obviously, he's been doing an amazing job. They've been training for months now, getting ready for this incredible showdown on December 16th. Here is Mark Ramsey to say a few words. Mark. You there, Mark?
Hello.
Mark there.
Okay. Mark? Okay, yeah, if you can say a few words to the media.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank everybody who made that plan happen. HBO, Golden Boy, Camille Stefan, and Eyes of Tigers Management, Frank Warren. I imposed to David Lemieux a couple of last week a very, very tough training camp, but a very successful training camp where we reach every single objective that we fixed before the training camp. And I'm very enthusiastic about the performance of David Saturday night, and a very nice victory just before Christmas for our fans here in Montreal.
Thank you very much. So now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Canada's biggest star. He's a former IBF middleweight world champion. He has a stellar record of 38 wins with 3 losses and 33 knockouts. David is he's a thunderous puncher with tremendous power in both hands. Last captured the IBF world middleweight title against Hassan Andam in 2015, knocking the then world title holder 4 times en route to a decision victory. This year, Lemieux blasted out title contender Curtis Stevens in a 3rd round impressive knockout, which is a contender for the fight of the year. And then also he went on to beat Marcos Dorado Reyes. And so now on Saturday he's up against another tough challenge in world champion Billy Joe Saunders, and that'll be for the WBO middleweight title. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you from Canada, David Lemieux.
Thanks, Oscar. Hi, everybody. Extremely excited for this week. Very grateful for another great opportunity to become world champion again. I'm thankful for everybody to be part of this. Thanks to Golden Boy, the promotions, Eye of the Tiger Management, HBO, and everybody around. Thank you guys. It's been a great camp. I'm extremely excited for this fight. I'm more excited actually just to lay my hands on Billy Joe Saunders more than anything else. He's got a big mouth. It's rare I see such a big mouth. I just hope his fighting is gonna come as close as his mouth is on Saturday night. So he has a very, very aggressive Lemieux on his back, and I'm extremely ready. And I'm extremely prepared for this fight. It's not gonna be easy for him. It's actually gonna be hell for him. I'm here to knock him out. I'm here to destroy him every round. If it goes 12 rounds, it's unfortunate for him, but I'm ready for 12 big rounds. So I'm extremely excited for this fight. Give the fans their money's worth, and finish the year with a new WBO world title.
All right. Thank you, David. Do we have Team Saunders on?
Yeah, what do you
All right, all right. It is my pleasure now to introduce to you the man behind the WBO World Champion. Obviously, when you have a world champion like Saunders, you need a great trainer, and so it is my pleasure to introduce to you Dominic Ingle. Dominic.
No, this is Billy Joe. Dominic, this is downstairs. The champ's here, just the champ alone.
Okay, all right. So let me. It is my pleasure to introduce to you, hailing out of Hatfield, United Kingdom. Saunders is undefeated, coming off back-to-back defenses. He is the WBO World Champion. He demolished Irish Andy Lee in 2015. He is the WBO middleweight champion, fighting the likes of Willie the Mongoose Rowe. And on Saturday night, he's looking to stay undefeated, and he's ready. He trained hard for this fight, so it is my pleasure to introduce the WBO middleweight champion, Billy Joe Saunders.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello.
You want to talk about how training camp was?
Training camp's been very, very good. All come to an end now. Lovely, beautiful. Weight's done. Fitness is done. Feeling in the best shape ever. No excuses. Don't hear no excuses from the other camp about recent injuries and whatnot else. It's going to be a very, very good fight. I think David's a good fighter, but at the minute he's just being used a bit as a bit of dog meat for me because I don't think winning Golovkin's dog meat. I want the dog himself. And I know me just giving David a bit of a beating will also set that big fight out for me.
Thank you. Okay, we will now open it up for questions from the media.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. If you wish to be please press the pound sign or the hash key. If you are using a speakerphone, you may need to pick up the handset first before pressing the numbers. Once again, if you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. And our first question comes from Dan Raphael from ESPN.
Thank you very much. Hello, David. How are you today?
Hey, Dan. Doing great.
It's good to talk to you. My first question for you is, I guess this is going to be the first time there's going to be a boxing event in this particular arena that they opened this year in Lavelle. And I'm wondering, just from your perspective, I know you've had a lot of fights in Quebec and in Montreal in particular. But what would it mean to you to win a world title in front of your hometown the way that you did the first time you won a world title belt? I mean, especially, in a new building and a lot of excitement about the fight.
Well, this is going to be a second. It's been done once. It's going to be done twice. I think it's going to be a great night for the fans. And what I'm going to bring to the ring and how I'm going to fight. People are just talking about my punching power and this and that, but they're going to be surprised once I start mixing it up with Saunders in there. It's not just the puncher behind here. It's also, there's a boxer too. So we'll see how he holds up.
When you fought Golovkin, that you just mentioned in your last fight, that was for in a world title fight, and you lost that fight. What makes you believe that your performance against Saunders is going to be a whole lot different, let's say, than the way it went down against Golovkin? I know that was not your best performance.
I'm a whole different guy than I am fighting Golovkin. It's a whole different guy. You put Golovkin back in front of me now, it's going to be a whole different scenario. But now I got Saunders to take care of. We've done everything we need to do in camp. I don't think it's going to be very difficult in the ring against him. I'm gonna be his nightmare, his biggest nightmare, his biggest fight in his career. It's gonna be hell for him. But I'm ready. I'm ready to see that title now.
You made it clear, David, in your opening remarks that you don't really seem to have much like for Billy. I'm wondering, where does that come from? If you can just say what the reason. I mean, I've heard you talk before other fights, and you didn't have that kind of animosity, let's say, towards Gennady Golovkin or even Curtis Stevens necessarily. What is it about Saunders that really has you going the wrong way?
I'm gonna make him pay in the ring. All this animosity is gonna come out in the ring. With the things he can run away for 12 rounds, he's in a lot of trouble.
Was there something he said that got you upset, or something he did?
Oh, he says a whole bunch of things. It's just his character. His character is who he is. I don't like him. He's gonna pay.
Okay, fair enough. I have a question for Billy. If he's there, Billy.
Speaking.
Can you just give me your perspective about traveling to your opponent's hometown to defend your title? Your previous world title fights have taken place, in front of the more friendly crowds over in the UK. Give me your mindset about coming to enemy territory.
I go to enemy territory all the time. Where I'm from, when I boxed Andy Lee, it was the biggest feud amongst possible gypsy culture, English, Irish, Scottish and Welsh, all there in one mixture. Most of them there for Andy Lee. I mean, I perform under pressure. I've seen David's absolute best performance against Gennady Golovkin. I think David's very weak in the mind. And at the end of the day, I don't care if it's in his back garden. In his back garden, put the ring there. As long as there's a ring there, me and him can get in there. That's what matters. And, I'm quite renowned to know that I'm under his skin. I mean, because if he wants to play a boxing match, then bring a blindfold and I'll put it on and I'll beat him. So that's how confident I am.
Now, do you have any regard for his punching power? Most people watch David fight, they think, and have seen knockouts he had against Curtis Stevens, and look at David honestly as maybe one of the top punchers in the entire sport, regardless of weight class. Do you have a thought about the kind of punching power that he possesses?
Knocking out bums, yeah, knocking out old men. But he come unstuck against Rubio, who's a tough man who really his power. He lost his neck by that. He's got bums all the way up until Golovkin. Curtis Stevens, he's not an A-level fighter. He's just a step up, a bit of a teaser for a fighter. He's not really nothing special. He dealt with him, fair play, but then he got spanked by Golovkin previously before that. So, I think that when he's mixed it at the very, very best elite, he's come up short, quite comfortable. Because, he didn't win a round against Golovkin. That's all he kept doing was playing with his hair.
And so just one more question for you, Billy. Since you're so confident that you're going to win this fight, what kind of big fight in the middleweight division, or maybe a different division, do you want after this fight? There's obviously the prospect of a Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin rematch. There's some other names prowling around in that weight class. What do you want to do after you say you're going to...
I want who's ever next, but I would love to fight Canelo Alvarez. I would love to fight him. I believe that stars make fights. So as long as it's all a fair playing field here in Canada, which I'm sure it will, I don't want no Golovkin Canelo results. I want a fair result. If David Lemieux beats me fair and square, I will shake his hand. But when I beat him fair and square, I want him to shake my hand. And rightly so.
All right, thank you very much. Both of you fellas, have a great fight Saturday. Thank you for your time.
And our next question comes from Keith Idek, BoxingScene.com.
Yes, my question is for Billy. Billy, just what you just mentioned about going to his, basically his hometown and you wanting fair play. How concerned are you about the judging if the fight goes the distance?
Oh, listen, I'm not concerned at all. We've got one Canadian, one English, and one other nationality. So it's going to be a fair playing field. But listen, David's already said that he's going to knock me out, so we don't need judges, do we? He's already put that pressure on himself. He has to come and knock me out. Because if he don't knock me out, there's no way in God's name is he going to win this fight. Because to me, it will be a walking punch bag.
Billy, obviously, you win this fight, you're in a great position because they haven't made the Gennady Golovkin-Canelo rematch. How do you feel about possibly getting Canelo, as you just mentioned, if you win this fight? When I win this fight, that's the one I want, Canelo. You know, he's a global superstar. He's the one you have to beat to get recognised at the high potential of this game. I would love to work with Oscar De La Hoya and Frank Warren Promotions to make that fight after. I will be all up for that fight in Canelo. And you would obviously have no trouble coming to Las Vegas or somewhere like that based on what you're doing, right? Listen, if I will come to Canada, to St. David, I will go to Las Vegas, Mexico, what they want involved in that magnitude of fight. Because, listen, I'm not in it for money. I'm not in it for anything else. I'm in it because I want to be involved in these big fights. And now I've got my hand in the water. I don't want to make any slip up, so I've got to make sure I'm 100 million % on Saturday night, which I will be. And David, what is your perspective on that? You know, possibly getting another, if you win this fight, getting another shot at Golovkin, or possibly putting Canelo next.
Well, you know, these are all names that are gonna meet sooner or later. So I will be prepared when their time comes.
Thank you, Bill.
Once again, if you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. And our next question comes from Bill Beacon from the Canadian Press.
Yeah, hi, David. I just wonder, you're up against a left-hander, unbeaten guy who doesn't have a lot of knockouts on his record, so it's you know, the obvious thing would be power against, you know, puncher against boxer. Is that the way you see the fight?
You know, we've prepared for many scenarios. I've had multiple sparring partners. We've been training to chase. We've been training to brawl. We've been training for everything. So that come fight night, there'll be no surprises. But I have an idea about how he's gonna fight against me, and we've prepared very well for it. So. There's going to be no surprises for me. And
are you
in regard of fighting left-handed guys? I've always done good against left-handed guys. It's not a problem.
Were you inspired at all by Jean Pascal winning his farewell fight?
Inspired? No, but I guess he did good. He did too good. I didn't really see the fight, but congratulations to him. He fought a good fight on his comeback.
Thanks.
And our next question comes from Gail Falkenthal from Community Digital.
Thank you very much. The first question is for David. David, I'm sure that Saunders points to your record and says, well, he has losses and I don't. However, do you think that those losses give you a level of improvement and learning that somebody with an O on their record doesn't have? In other words, is that an advantage to you?
If you look at those losses, you know, there's really only one loss I can really credit. The two losses were early in my career. The first one against Rubio and the one against Austin is very debatable in my eyes. I still don't believe I lost that fight, but you know, the one against Golovkin, you know, I had my issues right away. The fight was done, and no excuses. I've worked my way back up, and I'm very confident in getting those defeats back on a winning start. So on Saturday, the first thing to do is to get that WBO title, and then we'll talk about Golovkin or Canelo or whoever it is.
And earlier you were asked about fighting in this new arena in front of the Canadian fans, and I think many people are surprised how how avid the Canadian fans are, that there are so many very strong Canadian boxing fans. Why do you think that is? It doesn't strike people immediately as a country that is very strong with boxing.
We love boxing. We have a lot of good fighters. Been a very active few 10 years in Quebec boxing. So there's been a lot of good fighters out here, and boxing has been very active.
Well, they love it and they show it. The question for you, Billy Joe. You have fought all of your previous professional fights in Great Britain. So for your first fight, you choose to come to Canada. Why was that the choice for your first overseas fight?
Because, David's team wouldn't come to England. I wasn't coming to Canada at first, but then if this fight was going to get made, it was going to be after Christmas. So I said, listen, I wanted to be out twice before the New Year, and twice I will be. So travelling's nothing to me. I am a born traveller. Travelling's nothing to me. I've been boxing all over the world since I've been 16 years of age. From Russia, from Australia, from Beijing, from you name the countries I've been there. And I know it's only amateur boxing, but I'm still used to travelling and preparing to fight. The same nervous system, the same energy, the same sort of energy you need to fight. I've done that before. I've seen David at his very, very best. At his extreme best, and that don't worry me. He has to bring more than that plus again. And like I say, boxing is a dangerous sport. One punch can change anything. As David says, he's a very, very big puncher. So I have to be on my game.
And a final question to the both of you. Are you motivated by the animosity between you? I mean, there's no love lost at all. Your comments today have been mild compared to Twitter.
I don't know David to hate him. That's all I know. He's got short legs. That's all I said. He's got short legs, and that seemed to touch the nerve button a bit. But listen, I don't like David. Matter of fact, after I beat him, I'll give him a kiss on the cheek. No problem.
Any response, David? And I'll end my remarks there.
You give me a kiss on the cheek, you're getting knocked out with a hook.
For a hook? Okay, I'll watch out for that one, yeah?
Watch out.
I'll watch out for that hook, no problem, David, yeah? I'll speak to you after the fight about that one. Careful you don't pull that shoulder out as well as you're throwing that hook.
What was that?
I said be careful you don't strain too hard on your shoulder when you throw that hook, okay?
Don't worry about it. Those shoulders are good. Make sure your granite chin holds up.
Good. My chin will hold up, I promise you that. That's one thing I will promise you. My chin will definitely hold up. I promise you that. If it don't, you can have my purse. How about that? No problem.
Okay, then. I'll keep that in mind after the fight.
Yeah. Keep that in mind, because you need it, because you're only getting a small one this time, aren't you?
Okay, we got you in Canada at least.
Yeah, you got me in Canada, no problem. At least it's a ring, isn't it? You got me in Canada. I'll just look at it as a little bit of holiday, smack you up, and then go and do what I've got to do after. So that's all good.
Once again, if you have a question, please press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. Next question comes from Keith Idek from BoxingScene.com.
Did they jit me of my question? I pressed star 1.
You just mentioned something about David's shoulder. Do you suspect that he has a shoulder injury?
I've been pressed star 1.
I don't expect nothing. Listen, every fighter's had injuries, isn't they? But some worse than the others. We see James DeGale last week. He had a shoulder injury, and he rushed back too soon. And it was he should have waited a bit longer. But look, the way you've got to look at it, I'm sure David's fit, healthy, ready to go, because he wouldn't be in the ring if not. And his management team wouldn't be advising him to get in that ring. Well, I like to hope so. The same as me. If I had an injury, then I wouldn't be here. So we both got to be 100%. So I thank God we're both 100%, and we can both go to work on Saturday night. I'm not hoping on no disadvantage or advantage for injuries. I'm hoping to get in there, bring the best out of myself, and get the win fairly.
Thank you. And I have a question for Oscar as well. Oscar, what does it say about Billy Joe that he was willing to come to Canada to fight David in his backyard for this fight?
Hi, Keith. I think his line might have dropped, so if you have another question for either David or Billy, can you ask those?
Oscar done hung up.
Okay, no, that's all I have. Thank you, though.
Thanks, Keith. And our next question comes from James Slatter from ASAPBoxing.com.
Who's that?
Hello, yeah, this is a question for the champion, Billy Joe Saunders. Hello, champ. It's great to speak with you, sir. No matter what both of you and David say, the bad blood element of this fight is a big talking point. You had a bad blood fight with Eubank Jr., of course, which you won, and there's still talk about a rematch and various things. Is this more bad blood in this fight, do you think? Do you see this as more of a fight where you dislike your opponent?
Listen, like I said earlier on, I don't dislike David. I don't know him to dislike him. I don't really keep track of him, how he goes on and how he don't. So all I know is that, he said he mentioned about putting people in a coffin dead on Twitter. Now, I've only got respect for the boxing world, and we recently lost someone, passed away in the ring, and also somebody again the other day. So I just don't like that talk, because that's just stupid talk, because if them people's family hear stuff like that, it's very upsetting and very discrediting boxing. So look, if he knocks me out, he knocks me out. That's the name we're in. If I knock him out, I knock him out. But keep the death situation away from it. That's the only thing I did is like, which personally, myself, it don't hurt me, but I love boxing and it discredits boxing. So that's the only reason why I got a little bit of a I said he had short legs and whatnot else, because he said that, which I'm only stating the truth. He's got short legs. David, David, my son's got some size 22 jeans brought over for you for after the fight. I've got them as a present for you. 22-inch legs.
He's talking English. I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay. I got very nice jeans for you as a present. Good gesture. But they're very short in leg for you.
Also, champ, you look to be in absolutely fantastic shape. Is it fair to say you're in the best physical condition you've ever been in before? Because people have really remarked on the way you look so ripped, and you just look in fantastic shape. Have you trained harder than ever before?
Brother, listen, when I come to someone's backyard, right, I'm coming to somebody's back garden, Canada, I flew over it. I'm never ever going to leave a stone unturned. I am at my physical bestest shape I possibly can be in. There is no better Billy Joe Saunders turning up here on Saturday night, and I can guarantee that. So I hope David can say the same.
And our next question comes from Sean Cross from Fight City.
Come on, man.
Hi, how are you, gentlemen?
Good, brother.
Good. This question is for you, champ. You've taken a lot of criticism from
I
a
know
lot of
Fight City.
people saying that you're ducking Gennady Golovkin. In fact, I wasn't interested in asking the question, but I'm seeing it right now on my Twitter feed that you've mentioned Canelo, but not Gennady. Would you like to comment on that?
Look, I know that's Golovkin and Canelo hold the ace card. They hold the ace card. I signed to fight Golovkin in June, so he passed up on the opportunity. Not that he was scared or frightened, that he had big business to do with Canelo. So, if them two are not fighting, it makes more sense now that me beating one of Oscar De La Hoya's boxers in Canada also gives me more of a chance to fight Canelo. So, either one of them come along, but I would love to fight Canelo.
Okay, thank you. And one question for David. David, have you altered your training at all in order to face Saunders, or no? In other words, you're fighting a slickster this time. You're not, fighting a Stevens or a Canelo or even a Triple G. You're facing somebody who's a little more slippery. Have you altered your training at all?
Well, of course, for every fighter, there's a new planning. I'm in the best shape of my career. come Saturday night, you guys watch what I'll do, and you can judge by yourself.
Okay. Thanks a lot, and I wish you both the best.
God bless you.
Likewise.
And our next question comes from Nicholas Martino from TV Sports.
Oui, salut David, la question est pour toi. Écoute, j'aimerais que tu nous dises, est-ce que ça te fait d'avoir l'occasion de te battre pour la première fois à la Place Belle? On sait que c'est ton patelin, ça fait faire différent évidemment du Centre Bell. De quelle façon tu vois cet événement-là se dérouler pour toi?
Non, c'est
Wow!
C'est une deuxième fois chez nous. Première fois c'est à Montréal, maintenant c'est vraiment dans ma cour arrière à Laval. Alors, il y a un premier gros événement que je peux amener un championnat du monde ici dans ma cour. C'est je suis extrêmement content et fier de ça. Puis, c'est d'amener le champion lui-même, le obligé de se battre dans ma cour arrière, c'est aussi une autre belle chose qu'on peut faire. Alors, je suis très très satisfait. Puis, samedi, j'ai hâte à montrer ma performance.
Je veux te demander aussi, David,
We're not gonna get nobody to translate?
beaucoup des prochains adversaires qui pourraient affronter après le combat contre toi. As-tu l'impression que c'est un peu un manque de respect à ton égard de déjà parler des Golovkin et des autres gros boxeurs chez les 160 livres?
This shit done got crazy.
Billy Joe va avoir une méchante surprise samedi. Il pense qu'il va affronter tous ces gars-là après moi. Il y a une grosse tâche devant lui avec moi samedi, mais rien moi. Je suis pied à terre. Je suis concentré sur le combat de samedi, mais lui, il peut faire tout le blabla qu'il a besoin de faire. Ça va rien changer au résultat de ce que je vais faire à lui samedi.
Parfait, merci David. That's it for me. Thanks, guys.
Can Camille or David, can you please translate the question and David's response into English for the others on the call?
And the dude just spoke English. The last three, he's like, all right, that's for me, guys. What the fuck was that?
Camille or David, are you able to translate the question and response that was just given in French?
They didn't know what was going on.
Hello? Hello?
This media call got crazy out of nowhere.
David?
This media call got crazy out of nowhere, yo.
Hello?
Camille and David, are you on?
Oscar done hung up.
Yes, you can. Can you translate into English the question and response that was just provided in French for the other callers on the line?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
How David feels about fighting Laval, rebuilding, and David is very excited to be able to fight for a second time for a world title in front of his fans. This time in his own backyard, which is literally 5 minutes from his house. Very proud of being able to bring an event of this magnitude to the city of Laval. And basically, with regard to the second question, was about all the talk of Rigo, Saunders, talking how he's going to fight Golovkin and Canelo after his fight. And he's looking back. David's making a big mistake. He has a big surprise coming for him on Saturday. And David would prefer knockout and just do. And Saturday he will show everybody rather than just talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This call is
I'm going to go
crazy.
ahead and transition now to final comments. So, David, do you have any final comments you want to share with the media on the call today?
Tonight, I'm going to be the new world champion.
All right, thank you. Billy Joe, do you have any final comments you'd like to give?
LOL. LOL. See you Saturday. God bless you all.
All right, thank you to all the fighter teams and the media for joining today's call. We will see you on Saturday at Place Bell for Saunders versus Lemieux. And thank you all for joining. Have a great day.
Yeah. Shit got a little weird at the end, right? Shit got a little weird. Now, I've been on probably maybe about 100 or so media calls. So some of them be boring as fuck.
Some of them be really, really informative, and some of them just be just crazy as shit. I've been on some that was a little crazy, but I've been on some crazy ones, And that dude at the end, that French dude that was talking all fast, he fucked it up. He fucked up the whole media call. Dude came in, just started speaking all this French shit fast as. Yeah, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. We've learned that life is not fair. So yeah, I had a really good question. My question was, I was going to ask for Billy Joe Saunders to explain in detail the reason why he's only had 2 fights. This fight this weekend, Saturday, David Lemieux, when he fights David Lemieux, is going to be his 3rd fight since December 19th of 2016. No, 2015. Now, normally, a fighter is supposed to fight 2 times a year. Some 3, but the average, if you're a champion, 2 times a year. He fought once in, he fought twice in 2015. He fought once in 2016, and he's got this one fight with William Monroe, and then he's got another fight this Saturday with David Lemieux. But the point is, he's got people are saying he's been holding the belt hostage. They're saying that Billy Joe Saunders got that WBO title, and him and Frank Warren are holding the belt hostage. They don't want to fight nobody. But here's the thing. He was in talks to fight Canelo. Then he had that bad outing against Artur Akavov, Wolverine. He was in talks to fight Golovkin this June. Everything was all set, but Golovkin was like, nah, yo, word is I'm going to get that Canelo fight. They're really serious this time, even though it's been like a year. They're really serious this time. And Golovkin went on to fight Canelo. And then the plan with Golovkin and Dana Jacobs didn't go to plan, as far as maybe they thought Dana Jacobs was going to be easy work, which was in March. That fight was in March of this year, and they was going to fight Billy Joe in June. Dana Jacobs wasn't easy work, so fighting Dana Jacobs in June, damn near losing that fight, then fighting Billy Joe in June wasn't a good plan, especially when you had that big money fight with Canelo likely in September, which did go along and did happen. So it's messed Billy Joe's plans up. Now, I know the timeline. I know the details. It's just that I wanted him to talk about the details. He was supposed to fight David Lemieux back in September instead of Willie Monroe, but David Lemieux had that shoulder injury. I talked about this a long-ass time ago, He was supposed to fight Avantadil Kurtsidis, but he got a Rigo case. Rigo is like when you get indicted. Basically, for those who don't know, the past is the past, but, long story short, what it means is it's like they lock everybody up who involved in the whole scheme, scam, or criminal outfit. So even if you just collect the money at the end of the night from the club, if you collect the money at the door, right? For people to get in and do whatever shady activities, they're going to lock your ass up too and charge you with the same shit. So Billy Joe Saunders was supposed to fight this Kurtsidis guy. Turns out, allegedly, he's down with some type of Russian mafia. Oh, we got to watch it. Turns out, allegedly, he was down with some type of mafia shit, involving some cigarettes and racketeering, allegedly. And some some shady, some mafia shit. It's mafia shit. So he ain't been seen since. He ain't been seen since. So Billy Joe has had, some bad luck. Is it this one? And just so happened, Antoine Douglas, who Kurtsidis had beat to become where he is today, is fighting on this undercard against Gary Spike O'Sullivan, who Billy Joe Saunders beat years back. Let me see if I can pull up the highlights for you. I like fight. No, he liked Tyson. He's a big Mike Tyson fan. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it for you. But anyway, please subscribe. We got about another 45 minutes to a half an hour left. The media card started late. It was an entertaining one. What I'm going to do is later on tonight when they send it out, I'm going to upload the media call in its entirety, so you'll be able to go back and listen to it. I knew it was going to be, I knew it was going to be a good one. Now, Miguel Cotto media calls suck. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather media calls and Pacquiao media calls only be like 5 questions. You'd be like ESPN, it'd be ESPN, some shit like CBS Sports, and, you know, and they just do all the, you know, the like 5 or so of the major media outlets, and then people like me don't get no question. But I was supposed to get a question. They jipped me out of a question because normally when the call first start, to get in the question queue, you hit *1. So I go boop boop, and saying I'd be *1. And then once they go around and ask, does anybody else have any questions? And I'm thinking like, oh, you're trying to shice me. Y'all know I pushed *1 because I heard the prompt. So that means somebody behind the scenes deleted my shit. So I pressed *1 again, and look. And they let that dude, that French dude, whatever he was at the end, fuck up the whole call, asking some shit that didn't even translate it. Oscar left the call after he announced the shit. He just like fucking hung up. But anyway, see these Douglas. Let me see if I can find these highlights for you. I can't. Oh, here it is right here. This is some funny shit. Be right back. This is some funny shit. He's fighting on Saturday. This was his first loss. He's fighting on the undercard. This is the guy you're going to see in the undercard this Saturday. We're watching Kurt Seedy's corner.
Get this kid. Last round. 10 rounds. I've done this 3 minutes. He tired. He finished. You hear me? Give me this fight.
There we are. Oh, instead of watch him, yo. Shit gonna be lit.
Last round. Get this kid. Last round. 10 rounds. I've done this 3 minutes. He tired. He finished. You hear me? Give me this fight.
There we are.
All right. 5 at a time. 5 at a time. Move. You hear me? Mike Tyson, baby. Mike Tyson. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. All right. 5 at a time. 5 at a time. Move. You hear me? Mike Tyson, baby. Mike Tyson. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Bring him under. Okay? We'll be off the rope. You gotta keep your eyes
This is a good ass fight though. So dude is booked. He was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Well, he may be out. I don't know, but he got booked on some serious shit. So, you know, he got booked on some serious shit for real though. One more time. Look, Antoine Douglas great. Die over there in the corner. He was going through it. He was getting his ass whooped up.
5 at a time. 5 at a time. Move. You hear me? Mike Tyson, baby. Mike Tyson. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Bring him under. Okay? We'll be off the rope. You gotta keep your eyes up.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike Tyson would be proud of this guy right here.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure that I saw this, but I think Ortiz actually kissed his trainer, Gary Stark.
I believe he did.
While Stark was lecturing him. It's amazing to watch. This whole fight's been amazing to watch.
Well, it's been a clinic.
5 at a time. 5 at a time. Move. You hear me? Mike Tyson.
Oh, they made a montage.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. Let's go.
It's been a clinic. Oh. Again, right on top. Yeah. And this time, I don't know if Douglas could survive this.
He can't hold.
That's it. It's over. That's it. I'll tell you what. There's a guy, okay.
That was a big loss for him too. You know, Antoine Douglas.
Prepared to win.
Let's go look at his resume. And from my understanding, he is an Al Heyman fighter, right? Fighting on HBO, another one. He's an Al Heyman fighter.
You hear me? Mike Tyson, baby. Mike Tyson. Let's go. Mike Tyson. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, he's very short. He's very short for the 160-pound division. He's about 5'4". Let's go look at the Billy Joe Saunders card. The press conference is on Thursday. We're going to watch it. I wonder whatever happened to Kurt Cedes, man. He turned his life around probably. You know, he was boxing. He was getting ready to fight for a world championship. He was getting ready to fight for a world championship against Billy Joe Saunders, you know, and then he get booked. That's probably some old shit, man. See, that's how it be, man. Some old shit come back to bite you. You know, dude was on like he was great, get a world championship. It's crazy. And he get booked on some Rigo. You know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. What was I looking for? Oh, Antoine Douglas resume. That's the worst when some old shit come back to get you. That's the worst. When you be like, that shit was motherfucking years ago. It's Antoine Douglas. This is Kurt Cedes right here. 33-2 and 222, as you can see. 5'4". But the most he weighed in at more. He used to be fighting at 168. He used to be fighting at you know. That's him right here. Yeah, he probably used to be fucking people up on the streets. They used to call him like, yo, we got this boxer gonna come see you. Give him our bread or he gonna fuck you up. You know, it's a shame though, because look, you know, he lost his fight against Hassan N'Dam back in 2010. Then he went on to win this big string of fights. He was given to Antoine Douglas. Antoine Douglas was a hot prospect at the time. He goes and beats Antoine Douglas, goes on, fights Tommy Langford. Then the next fight after this, which was early this year, it's going to be in April or June, right? No, it's going to be, I think, June or something like that, or July. I forgot. He was supposed to fight this year, Billy Joe Saunders. And then he gets booked. Crazy. Then he gets booked. So now Antoine Douglas is back. After losing, he's got these 3 wins, you know. He's fighting Gary Spike O'Sullivan, who fought Eubank Jr. in a bad performance. And he, where is it at? Billy Joe Saunders back in 2013. You know? So you got Billy Joe Saunders fighting the guy who he was supposed to fighting I don't want to confuse myself. I'm going to confuse myself. He looked like Joe Pesci. Do he? Let me see. Nah, I don't see it. Nah, no, he don't. But yeah, Saturday on HBO. I'm hyped for the fight, and also it's the last fight of the year. Tomorrow, we're gonna talk about Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn fight on Wednesday morning on ESPN 2. If you're in the United States, you know the fight's gonna be on, you know, East Coast about 6:30 in the morning or some shit like that. And then those are the last fights of the year. So we don't get no more fights until, I'm talking about like anything meaningful. We're about to talk about Loma Rigo though. So I got to pull that up on the screen. Yeah, we get, you know, Katie Taylor, if you into women's boxing. You got, you know, the Billy Joe Saunders fight this weekend. You got Jeff Horn fighting this week, and then I'm looking at it. And you got Alexander Povetkin fighting this weekend too, so we got to talk about that. Not in this video, in another one. What else? That's, you know, Naoya Inoue, he's fighting December the 30th. That's something to talk about. You know, and then Clarissa Shields, January the 12th. I'm going through meaningful fights. Oh, shit, Anthony Mundine back. Anthony Mundine, January the 17th, and Errol Spence versus Lamont Peterson, and likely Jamal Charlo versus Hugo Centeno on January the 20th. So not, not nothing like major, but a nice, nice little bit of boxing. So now, he quit. Has anybody got the scoop? Because I've been looking, and there's not one photo or not one, piece of information about if Rigo got a cast on his hand or not, on his arm or not, man. I don't think he was injured. That's just my personal opinion. Aren't I entitled to my opinion? How much time we got left? We got some time. I don't think he was injured. What the hell didn't happen? Oh.
Continuing against me, the champ.
Hold on.
Does it again.
Taco Bell's new $5 cravings deal has all of Taylor's favorites like the beefy 5-layer burrito, cinnamon twist, crunchy taco, cheesy gordita crunch, medium drink. It also has Brad's favorites, the guy who bought it. Taco Bell's new $5.
All right, we cool. My bad. We was freaking out right there. Let me close some of this shit out. There we go. Mute this. Hold on, I'm trying to find this clip. I thought I had it ready, but I didn't. All right. We can start right there. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? I'm having some technical difficulties on my side. Hold on, I gotta restart some stuff. All right, we're cool now. All right, so now I can restart. My bad, was having some technical difficulties. My bad. Yeah, all my shit was freaking out. I was getting a little scared. Please subscribe. What we're doing is we're gonna watch some little bit what happened with Lomachenko Rigondeaux. Did y'all see the Tevin Former fight? People telling me I should watch the fight with the sound off. Hey, when people tell me shit like that, it's like, yo, bro, I've been watching boxing way too long. And I always watch boxing with the sound off for the most part. Because I'm like doing shit in the background. They be like, yeah, but did you watch with the sound off? Something with the app. Oh, I thought that was wrong. And people making excuses for him quitting. It's like, okay, it's like, okay, if you quit, For one, somebody of his caliber shouldn't be quitting anyway. You know, you Guillermo Rigondeaux. You know, you shouldn't be quitting anyway. And people say, well, you know, he was going to just keep getting beat up. So, you know, I would have quit too. That's what people, and I'm thinking like, yo, he's not supposed to be quitting. Yeah. Oh, and also, here's what happened. Dan Rafael posted the purses for Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux, but then he took it down. That's where that started, where people were saying, you know, Loma making 1.2 and Rigo only 400K. It's still a career high for him, but it's not yet confirmed. You know, so as soon as I saw that, the first thing you do when you see something like that, you go check who posted it. And Dan Rafael is usually always right when it comes to the purses. And then, you know, you go and check and see if they took it down. If they take something down off their Twitter, right, that means they can't confirm it, right? You know, so I truth be told, don't care how much they make, but I already know people was bitching and complaining like, man, look, he could have got $1 million or something. I think he could have, you know, but hey, he signed the contract. That's not my, man, it's not my place, man. You know, I don't be talking about how fighters should have made this and that, you know, unless it's like some old extreme shit. But it's bad because he quit and, you know, he was already having issues getting on networks, right? So what network is going to pick him up now? He was already having issues getting on networks. So what network is going to pick him up now? You know, it was all this, you know, social media marketing, especially in like fight week. And you have to think, if there was new fans watching boxing that night, they saw, you know, who was supposed to be arguably one of the best amateur, you know, pure boxers of all time, Guillermo Rigondeaux, quit.
Vasyl, that's 4 guys that don't come out of their corner in a row. What's your new nickname?
I like how he say it, though. Don't he sound smug? You know, like, maybe I should change my name.
Vasyl, that's 4 guys that don't come out of their corner in a row. What's your new nickname?
Maybe I change my second name. Maybe I change it. And now my name is Lomachenko.
All right. How were you able to be so dominant tonight against a fighter who's got so much talent, who's got such a great pedigree like Guillermo Rigondeaux?
He's a good fighter. He's a top.
4 guys. Vasyl, that's 4 guys that don't come out of their corner in a row. What's your new nickname?
Maybe I change my second name. Maybe I change it. And now my name is Lomachenko.
All right. How were you able to be so dominant tonight against a fighter who's got so much talent, who's got such a great pedigree like Guillermo Rigondeaux?
He's a good fighter. He's a top. He's a top fighter. He's a king in the boxing, but he's a king in his weight category. It's not his size. It's not his weight. So it's not big win for me because it's another weight category.
Now that's some real shit right there, though, right? I mean, he admitted it. That's some real shit. But still, you would think that Rigondeaux will put up a better fight. He wasn't throwing any punches, and then he was doing all that shit, and he was getting hit and toyed with while he was trying to look all smooth and shit. That shit wasn't working. You know, and even if, you know, he wasn't throwing any punches, he's not supposed to be getting hit. He's a defensive wizard. Now, this is where I say the size or the power didn't mean anything. He got outboxed. If this fight was at 126, he would have gotten outboxed. The size and the power didn't mean anything. Maybe he should change his second name. We're watching a little bit of highlights. I'm having issues pulling up the fight. It's making my this never happened before. You know, so I had to check and make sure like my shit is all ventilated. Yeah, it's ventilated, you know. So I'm having issues pulling up the actual, you know, app that I have, you know, from my DVR, not app, my DVR. So we can watch like some clips and like study the fight. Study some.
Bro, what's your new nickname?
Here, I'll be right back.
Vasyl, that's 4 guys that don't come out of their corner in a row. What's your new nickname?
Maybe I change my second name. Maybe I change it. And now my name is Lomachenko.
All right. How were you able to be so dominant tonight against a fighter who's got so much talent, who's got such a great pedigree like Guillermo Rigondeaux?
He's a good fighter. He's a top fighter. He's a king in the boxing, but he's a king in his weight category. It's not his size. It's not his weight. So it's not big win for me because it's another weight category.
But it's a big win for boxing because people wanted to see this fight. It was a mythical matchup. What's next for you after this big win?
I don't know. I need to rest 1 month maybe, and after that I begin the training, prepare for my fight. What about my next fight? I don't know. We need to ask my promoter Bob Arum.
How much did the Orlando Salido fight help you in terms of developing when another fighter is going to get dirty?
You know, he learned me just a low blow.
I just think that Rigondeaux got frustrated and he just was like, it just was such a shock to him, like, wow, I really can't hit this dude. Fuck this shit. I'm going to quit. I'm not going to go out there and get fucking schooled and shit. I think he just really got to a point here. We can do it this way. I forgot we could do it this way. I just think he got to a point where he just was like, man, you know, I'm getting fucked up. You know? He just was like, I'm getting fucked up. I'm getting fucked up out here. This wasn't supposed to go like this. And people not giving the man his credit. Here's one.
Guillermo Rigondeaux, Pedro Diaz basically threw water in his face, said, you've got to take risks. What are you waiting for? So they see what we see.
You know, it's interesting because we've talked about that for months since the time that he accepted his fight. You can't take this fight without knowing that you're going to have to take risks, Mark.
Well, I mean, Rigondeaux says that he's taken all the risks he could ever take. And nothing
I mean, it's just a matter of time, guys. He can clown anybody. Sorry to interrupt, but it's Loma. Look at this. This is moments ago. Watch him, get him in a defensive posture, know that he's got a pin, and say, you know what, I'm just going to turn right around you in the middle of a championship fight.
Lomachenko hasn't even turned it up yet. Midway point. Just watch. Just watch.
He just was toying. He just was toying with him. He just was toying with him. And for people who watch Rigondeaux and people who watch the sport of boxing overall, you've seen his fights. Wouldn't you think you fight a guy like Lomachenko, you're going to have to up your punch output? You're going to have to take risk. Wouldn't you think that's what you have to do? You know, he was relying on one shot to just, you know, he couldn't hit him. There was one point in time in the 5th round when he dropped his hands, right? And he was like, okay, now Rigo gonna start taking some fucking chances and shit. He's gonna go out there with the boop boop pop. And then he quit in the car. He quit, y'all. There's no better way to say it. That's why he fucking fell off the face of the earth. Remember, Twitter hands, his Twitter fingers are dead. There ain't been nothing on his Twitter. He been talking all this, you know. I'm just calling it like it is. Why y'all want to shoot the messenger? I'm just calling it like it is. Why y'all want to shoot the messenger? I'm not in. God damn. My bad. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to, you know. Oh, wait. Don't shoot the messenger. Look. His Twitter is dead as shit. And mind you, he was talking all this shit. He ain't post nothing. Look, ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing there since December the 9th, before the fight. Remember, he was abusing Twitter. He was posting all kind of shit. People waiting. Everywhere I go, the people are asking, look, he was on, look, he was ready. They got cleavers and shit. He was ready. He was ready. He was ready. They was talking all this shit, you know. This is the moment when you have to pick between believing the hype and the fake boxing meter or going with your heart. Have faith, my friend. We're going to do this not because we deserve, but because we can. Don't miss my fight, Loma Rigo. only on ESPN and Boxnation. But here's the thing, right? We know that wasn't him ever. It wasn't him tweet. Oh, my bad. Y'all can't see it. Why you ain't tell me? Why you ain't tell me? You know? He's been talking that shit. This is the day my grandfather told me about as a kid, the day I dreamt of becoming a boxer. This is the day I changed the world, not afraid of it. In fact, I made it happen. Loma Rigo tonight on ESPN and Boxnation. About to go to sleep, no lies here. I'm so looking forward to tomorrow night. Loma Rigo will be the fight to remember. Make sure you watch us live on ESPN or Boxnation. About time the best fight the best. About time the quitters quit the quit. It's a shame though, man. It's a shame, you know, because I think we all talked about it and people say I cursed him. People say I cursed him, you know, but I thought Rigo was going to win. And he quit. You broke my heart, Rigo. You broke my heart. That's how that shit be, man. You see the motherfuckers on the mitts, they be throwing all that crazy shit. They get in the ring and then quit. You know, so I guess whoever was running his Twitter just dropped the phone like and just faded away. They just turned the mist. The phone just fell out the air like the phone just turned the mist. The phone just turned the mist. They just faded away. Are we ever going to see Rigondeaux again? And he lost his belt. Even though it was in a different weight class, the WBA was like, nah. If you lose your belt too, bro. At 120. So now his belt at 122 is, Rigo. Rigo. This is bad, y'all. And he was, like, now that Andre Ward gone, the face of Rock Nation. Oh, Rigo. Oh, man. Oh, man, this is fucked up. Oh, this is fucked up. He wasn't throwing no punches. He was getting toyed with. He was getting hammer-fisted. You know? And then while Lomachenko was talking this shit, Rigondeaux was right there next to him. He's right there next to him. People's channels turned to dust after that fight. Yeah, I heard there were some emotional breakdowns and shit. You know? That's why I never get emotionally attached to boxers, man, except Chavez Jr. God damn it. You know, you can't Chavez Jr. can beat Mayweather if Mayweather moved to 160, in my opinion. You know, see, that's how tight me and Chavez Jr. Listen, when it comes to Chavez Jr., I ride. You know what I'm saying? I say dumb shit and everything. But that's just the norm around here on YouTube. People just be getting too emotionally involved with the boxers. You know, that when they lose or they can't do nothing when they lose, they get all upset. Or maybe that's just their niche. Maybe that's their, you know, they just got to do that to get the views or some shit. I don't know. You never know, man. Rigo had no offense or no defense. He couldn't do shit. And it's just like somebody like Rigo should not quit. Somebody like the caliber of a Guillermo Rigondeaux should not be no quitter. It's just the way it is. You know, so many people lost money, you know, betting on this fight, you know? And then for you, of all the outcomes, did you think one of these fighters was going to quit? Or for the people who knew that Rigo was going to lose, did you think he was going to lose by quitting? In this day and age, quitting is bad in boxing. It's really, really bad because they get you on social media. They're getting him right now. Social media is not being cool to him. Look, so they're getting him, y'all. Social media done got him. Look at this. Look at this one. That's just one. Yeah, this Rigo. I'm not coming in today. I quit. You can't fire me because I quit. It's getting bad, you know. And then now people gonna be like, you know, I'm not scared of him. He quit. The mystique, the fear of Rigo is gone. Nobody's scared of him no more. They be like, well, let's beat him up and see if he quit. You're no good quitter. People get they jaw broke and fight with one hand all the time. Loma fought with one hand. He told me, man, my hand, man, I couldn't go on. My shit was hurting, man. I quit. Maybe I should change my name. It was funny, though. It was funny.
Vasyl, that's 4 guys that don't come out of their corner in a row. What's your new nickname?
Maybe I changed my second name. Maybe I changed, and now my name is Lomachenko.
All right. How were you able to be so dominant tonight?
And look, Rigo is over on this side. Rigo is over there, like, over there, my bad. Over there. Rigo is right next to him. And then he gonna turn around like, shit, he fucking clowning me on ESPN. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Why do you have to quit, though? He could have did, man, why do you have to quit, though? Yeah, Cotto fucking had a mean, ugly ass fucking bicep tear. He didn't quit. But I think, you know, I think if there was 2 lines, right? You know, the line of other people who think he quit and the people who don't think he quit. He quit. He quit. The consensus says he quit. He quit. What are we debating this for? And people really out there like, no, his hand was hurt. Listen, I want to see the MRI. I want to see the cast. Because if your hand is fucked up, you go to the doctor the same night. You're supposed to. You know? I've seen fighters do it all the time. Like when they hurt their hand or injury or something, get an injury, they post themselves in the hospital and shit like this, getting some shit taken care of to validate their excuse. Or to be like, look, I really was hurt in the fight. I'm in the hospital. I got my cast. Where is your shit, Rigo? Everywhere I go, the people are asking about it. Literally, people are asking about it. They're like, man, you motherfucking think his motherfucking hand was really hurt, man. I think that motherfucking line, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was my pop. That's how he even said it. He's like, his motherfucking hand hurt. You think his motherfucking hand hurt, man? That motherfucking line, man. Motherfucking hand. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying, you know. But whatever, hey. You know, you know what I feel bad for him? Because it's like, it's kind of like, it's kind of over, I guess, in regards to nobody's going to be scared of him no more. And people still not going to fight him because they're going to be like, man, ain't no money in him. He quit. A lot of Hispanics are mad at him. A lot of you Hispanics are mad. They like that motherfucking quit. But it is what it is. Yeah, Kell Brook, you know, no, Kell Brook, if he didn't quit, he was going to lose his eyeball. If Kell Brook, that's a difference. Like, you know, getting your orbital bone or orbital bone broken is a big deal. You know, hand injuries, yes, of course, any broken bones are a big deal, but we've seen hundreds throughout history fighters fight with broken hands and shit. Wilder broke his hand, now his hand fucking bionic. He got, you know, fucking pipes and fucking beams and shit in there. Fucking rebar. Rigo quit like a hoe. Yeah, man, people who you know, watch boxing, they like, man, his fucking hand ain't hurt. And then I was trying to pull the clip up, you know, but every time I try to pull it up, my shit is acting weird. So, you know, he said it was the left hand, and at one point in time pointed to the right. And then the doctor came in and said, okay, listen, we're not going to take the cast off, the tape off until you get to the locker room, some shit. Everywhere I go, the people are asking about yo, listen, the fans, the people want those x-rays, yo. But then again, if he do show up with a cast on his hand and some shit like that, are we going to be like, oh, okay, he really was injured? I know I am, though. I'm like, all right, you was really injured, motherfucker. You still quit, though. You was really injured. You know? Are people going to forgive Rigo if he show up all of a sudden with a cast and some shit? Because right now, he is in hiding. His social media, everything is going silent. And then remember, the reason why it's so important is because he was Twitter fingers. He was tweeting and posting and talking all this shit for like months, ever since the fight was announced. And we know it wasn't him. Whoever he hired, I guess they got fired. It's like, there's no more need for you anymore. You know? They was doing shit on their social media like spelling like sophisticated words properly, but like words they should know how to spell, spelling them wrong on purpose to make it seem like it was really him and his English is fucked up. You missed me with the scam. You missed me with the scam. You know? Any official medical report about the hand? No, ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. You go to BoxRec, it don't even say shit. You know, sometimes it'll say some shit, you know, like fighter quit like a bitch because of a hand injury. Why not quit? He lost in every round. Oh, why not quit? I should revoke your you know what? Your mod privileges have been temporarily revoked. No, indefinitely. Your mod privileges, T. Robinson, have been revoked indefinitely. We've done an investigation, and for you to say, this is what he said. Why not quit? He lost every single round and got deducted a point. He needed the KO to win. You don't quit. You are not a mod indefinitely, sir. Sign the pink slip. Oh, they slinging. Oh, here we go. Oh, hey. Somebody get the hey. I remember you from the Showtime. Somebody get that tranny out of here. That tranny was in the Showtime chat the other day. Somebody get that tranny out of here. No disrespect. You could be a tranny somewhere else, but we just don't support that type of behavior in here. Where's my moderators? Yeah, I'll do it myself. Do it myself. There we go. So yeah, we won a Billy Joe Saunders, David Lemieux media call earlier. That shit was crazy. Billy Joe said he's going to send David Lemieux some size 23. No, what does he say? He said some length size 22. He said he's going to send him some brand new jeans, some brand new denim for his little short legs. Let's see if we can go back and let me see if we can go back and listen to a little bit of it. So as I was saying earlier, there are some good media calls. If you want to listen to the media call, you have to go back to the beginning of the video. It started about the 15 to 18 minute mark. You know, they started late. I'm going to upload the full media call later on tonight or definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about Jeff Horn and I forgot the other topic for tomorrow during the live stream. Jeff Horn and something else, but I'm hoping we can wrap up this Loma Rigo thing, you know, because it's done. Like, what more do we need to talk about in regards to Loma Rigo, you know? As far as what's next for Lomachenko, I see Lomachenko versus Ray Beltran for the vacant WBO 135-pound title. That's what I see next. You know? And then people say Mikey Garcia, but we don't know where Mikey Garcia has been. We don't know. I mean, where he's going to end up. He's supposed to be fighting Omar Figueroa. That's what they're saying. But at what weight will he fight Omar Figueroa? Omar Figueroa's last fight was against Robert Guerrero at 147, so it can be no lower than 140. Omar Figueroa's last two fights have been above the 140-pound division. So is Mikey Garcia going to 147? That's three weight divisions above where Lomachenko is at right now. But he is a 135-pound champion, and so is Jorge Linares. But like I said, next I see Lomachenko capturing another belt or fighting damn, I forgot his name already, and I just said it. I forgot his name already, and I just said it. Oh, Ray Beltran for the 135-pound title. You know, so let me go right here. Let's see.
He is the WBA nationality. We'll talk about
James DeGale last week. He had a shoulder injury.
Shoulders are good.
We're going to listen to some of it right now.
David says I wasn't coming to class.
Those defeats back on a winning start. So on Saturday, the first thing to do is to get that WBO title, and then we'll talk about Golovkin or Canelo or whoever it is.
earlier you were asked about fighting in this new arena in front of the Canadian fans, and I think many people are surprised how how avid the Canadian fans are, that there are so many very strong Canadian boxing fans. Why do you think that is? It doesn't strike people immediately as a country that is very strong with boxing.
We love boxing. We have a lot of good fighters. Been a very active few 10 years in Quebec boxing. So there's been a lot of good fighters out here, and boxing is